doing my mouth exercises.
You can't open your mouth that wide.
That's what actors do, don't they? It's not really opening it wide, it's just stretching the jaw. So you can round off your syllables better, you know?
You're not really good at that, are you? Pronouncing your T's.
Ah, here we are, Dan. Here we are again.
We're back for another episode.
I don't know how we're back.
I know, we are.
What I will say is we haven't seen each other at all this week.
Have we not?
No.
No, we ain't, no, because
No.
the twins have had that hand, foot and mouth, so I have kept myself well
Well,
away
it's
from
catch-up
you.
time, obviously.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. If you've just
Welcome.
joined us, you fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
You know, where you been.
Yeah, come on.
This is two Dani Dyers talking shit, having a catch-up, talking about their life, talking about their sort of tribulations. Is that a fucking
Tribulations?
word? Is that a word? Trials and tribulations?
Trials and tribulations, but not for this.
Before we get into it, I can't find my favourite glasses.
Oh, God, he's been rustling in his bag all morning.
Now, what we do know is that I'm an odd man round glasses, is that I go to antique fairs, I buy vintage spectacles, and then, you know, for £8-9 quid.
Yeah.
And then, like these ones, these are old vintage spectacles, right? And then I spend £300 on putting the lenses in. So it's sort of underwhelmed. So, you know, I know you can, for anyone that can sort of see, you know, the sad fuckers that like to watch podcasts instead of listening, this is me look today.
You do like an antique shop, don't you? It really makes you happy.
Love antiques.
Yeah.
Love everything about it. The smells, you know, the fact that, you know, it's got history, it's got stories to tell.
Yeah, no.
You know.
But do you think all these antique shops are telling the truth?
What do you mean?
You know, like when they're putting things in there, are they all, you know, 100 years old or whatever?
More than that, I bought a Gladstone bag once, which is an old doctor's bag, which was 150 years old. I just don't know what to put in it. You know, anyone out there that knows about Gladstone bags, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a doctor's bag.
Why?
And it's like a purse. You clip it together. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
why?
know. Well, because I don't know.
But you did have your mad stint on eBay, didn't you? You've calmed that down a little bit.
Well, I was looking at. I had to put my phone down the other day because I was going to purchase for a couple of grand the Back to the Future 2 Nike trainers.
No, you
Do
weren't.
you know the ones I mean?
Yeah, I do. Why?
They've got lights on them and everything.
Why was you going to do?
That's why I put the.
Was you going to wear them?
This is why I put the fucking phone down. I thought, no, that's what I'm saying. I'd like to wear them, but I can't. I'm pushing 50.
No, you can't wear them.
So I can't really be walking around in a big, massive pair of sort of Nike Air Back to the Futures.
I can't believe that.
So I did put it down, but I will be
just
investing
loves
in,
old things.
because I've lost my bins. I'm going to have to invest in some more today, but I'll go into that
But
later.
don't you need to find. You need to find them.
I need to what?
You need to find them.
Oh,
They
I
are
see,
somewhere
right,
in the
yeah.
house. They can't just have gone.
No, I know. It's just, you know, fucking. That's the irony of it. You know, you can't find your glasses to see. I can't see to find them.
No, I know you can't.
But anyway, you've had a nutty week, as have I. This what you've been doing?
No, so obviously the week started off a little bit with the twins, just hand, foot, and mouth. Do you know? Actually,
Which sounds worse than what it is.
Yeah, it's basically like it was horrendous. The doctor says it's like a mild illness. I mean, it can obviously some cases be mild, but wow, it is
there was a thing
aggressive.
called foot and mouth years ago when they had to kill all cows.
Yes, animals get it. Like they have to shut down farms from it.
Fucking
It's so
weird,
weird
Kids
and
just spreading
disgusting.
diseases.
That I mean, you know, it was just horrendous, absolutely horrendous. But so that was just not the best. However, I've done a lot of podcasts this week. A lot of
Yeah,
podcasts.
you've been putting yourself out there, sort of brassing your arse off,
I have
baby.
been brassing in podcasts, so which has been quite nice. So,
What ones did you do?
I did the Married at First Sight podcast with Chloe
I've
Burrows,
never
who I
seen this,
love.
yeah.
Like Chloe Burrows. I mean, you worked with her on Scared of the
Yeah,
Dark.
no, I thought she was a fascinating cat.
She's just
Chloe.
so great and so
Good
nice.
gig for her.
She's great.
She basically she fronts the Married at First Sight podcast.
Yeah.
Has she ever been on it?
No, of course not.
So why would she?
She must have been a fan of the show.
Do you have to get married at the end of it?
No, so basically, Married at First Sight, let's just quickly run through it.
Yeah, make it quick.
I mean,
because
because you do like a reality show. So basically, two couples meet for the first time and they get married and then they have to like discover each other and their relationships and if it's going to work.
Before they've even tongued each other.
Before they've even tongued, they're married. Wow. They have to go on honeymoon to get his dad. It is the best show ever. Wow. Like, it's great. And then, so the podcast is basically discussing the week of it. And then someone from the show, because obviously it's already been filmed and done, comes on. So I had someone yesterday that had a little bit of a rocky start with her partner.
Was you starstruck
But I didn't
by this
really, a
person,
little
or?
bit, but I didn't really want to know too much. Like I was a bit like, I really want to know everything, but I don't want to, because I'm also a fan of the show. But
Well,
they
that's why you want
leaked
it,
me,
yeah.
so they had to give me like episodes from next week, so episodes that haven't even aired yet.
lovely.
And I was like to them, is this stop now? Can you like give me some more? But I don't know.
Oh, so you wanted to gorge on it?
Yeah, I want to gorge on it. So it's great. So
it's weird, isn't it? That you get married before you've tongued each other. Then, of course, after you get married, you never tongue anymore anyway. That's the one thing about marriage.
Really?
Yeah.
You do have a little
not
tongue.
really,
But I
mean,
do feel like at the beginning of the relationships, you kiss a lot more. You know what I mean? You just sit there tonguing and stuff. And
weird
then
that you don't have a desire to,
just sit and tongue.
if you've been tonguing each other for, many, like me and your mother, many, many years, decades of tonguing, then it gets to a point where it's like,
Oh,
really?
do you think
I think it happens for everyone, doesn't it?
I don't want to get to the point where I don't. I feel
Do
like
get in
kissing is
touch
nice.
if,
Let us know about your tonguing.
If you don't tongue after a certain amount of time of being married,
I think you should tongue.
Well, just a peck on the lips. You say, oh, good night, or morning. Oh, you wouldn't kiss in the morning.
But actually, you're talking shit now
What are you
because
talking about?
you and Mummy I always catch you tonguing in
No,
the
you
kitchen.
don't. Back in the day, mate.
Yous were always tonguing.
Yeah, back in the day.
And Sonny says she's caught you tonguing.
No, but we're talking about a long time ago.
Okay, yeah, but
not a long time ago, but we have been married. You got to think, 33 years.
Not been married, yeah, but together.
We've been together. I mean, it's the same.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the marriage that stops the tonguing, but
No, after 33 years.
So, do any of these couples? Do they make it? I mean, 'cause
some
I'm
do,
assuming
some
they
don't. Some do, some don't.
of
But
course they
I
don't.
genuinely think like there's some couples on there that were like, oh my God, they're just not meant to be. And then others do. But it's intense, it's great, and it's a show that I'd never go on.
Well, no,
but I love
when
it.
You get married, and it wasn't, you're not getting married at first sight. You're
No, I'm getting married to my neighbour.
you're getting to your neighbour.
Yeah, but it's a really good show and I feel like you should watch it.
Yeah. Now,
What have you been up to anyway, Dan? You've had a great
well,
busy little week.
I've had a mad week this week actually because I've been doing obviously some promotion for Rivals as well, which is out now. Okay.
Amazing.
But of course we filmed this before, so so I'm out there just doing my thing. And the big issue I've always been fascinated by, I did it many, many moons ago. I did a play years ago called Curtain Sid. I don't know if you ever came to see me in that.
No.
Sid Vicious.
No, I must have done. I always come and watch your plays.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did an interview for it. Anyway, this time around they asked me if I would go and sell it. And of course I was like, oh fucking hell, like really? Like there was like, oh, it would really mean a lot to the vendor, is what you call this, the guy called Andre who's homeless. And I love the idea of what this brings, this big issue, because basically what happens is if you're homeless, you have to raise some money to buy the big issue off them for £2, and then you sell it for £4.
Aww.
So it's not like they give you loads and then you sell them, and then you got to give the big issue a little chunk of it. It's actually the other way around. They sell it for you cheaper, and then you get a nice big batch, and then because it gives hope.
Yeah.
Because if you're homeless, you can't get a job because you've got no fixed abode. And you need to have an address to work, which is fucking bollocks, isn't it? So how the fuck do you get out of the mire?
How do you actually get out of it? Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by how you become homeless, and it's like how you get to a stage in your life where you're everyone's turned their back on you.
And there's literally nothing.
Everybody.
There. Yeah.
Because you've got nowhere to run. You've got no more settees to sleep on. And you've got to take responsibility. Obviously, addiction is obviously probably one of the major reasons I would have thought that you become homeless, because drugs comes before everything else. So you'd rather just get a hit of whatever it is and than eat or worry about where you're putting your nut down. But this guy, Andre, was a bit older than me. He's got 2 teenage daughters. So he's in a hostel.
Oh, wow.
And so I went along with him, Tottenham Court Road, and pissing down the rain. Of course I can't moan, the geezer's fucking homeless. How can I fucking get tricky about, I've got a wonderful life. And so it was really interesting because they put on me little tabard. Tabard, is it a tabard?
Oh, was that the little thing?
The little red thing.
Little red thing, yeah.
My little smudge, which is a photo of me. And there's a lot of tourists in London who don't know I am.
No, of course they don't.
So they was looking at me like scum. So I had this weird thing that I was trying to navigate through of people looking me up and down like scum, because I was going, oh, would you like a big issue? Have a lovely day, madam, and all that. And then the others that were going, oh my God, it's Dani Dyer, what the fuck? And so I had a Sharpie in my pocket.
Yeah.
And so what the fuck? I was going, listen, do you want to buy a big issue? I'll sign it for you and we can have a selfie. And they're going, well, what's it? Have you fell on hard times? I'm like, no, like people actually thought I was fucked and homeless.
Yeah.
Which was a bit worrying because I thought, oh God, right, okay.
You ain't really caught up on me.
People know I am, but haven't really caught up with the fact that, I'm working quite a lot and doing quite well for myself. But obviously people, I suppose I've got that look about me that I could be homeless at any point. So I managed to, because I thought, what if I don't sell one? So I was on my own. The guy, the vendor, interestingly had on his phone a cash thing. Because not everyone's got cash now, so that you can pay on your card.
Yeah.
So he was out of the way. I was on my own. There was like a photographer there because they was doing it for the big issue, and a couple of. I had to have a security guy. I mean, listen, if you're properly homeless, you don't get a security guy, but just in case anyone, I don't know, try to strangle me or something. And I stood there and I did about 3/4 of an hour, and it was a joy because every time someone bought one, I could tell that Andre was earning some money.
That's so lovely.
There was a part of me going, well, we should be going 50-50 on this. But it was a really humbling experience, So, and of course, it made all the press.
Yeah, I see that actually. I did see it was in the press.
There was all sort of, sniffing around for some reason. I'll go undercover. But it sort of wiped our bollocks off.
It did.
Of us not getting another series.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I spent a bit of time with a guy and he was lovely and he was really grateful. And, actually I really enjoyed it. I could have stayed for longer.
Yeah.
I could have done another hour. I quite liked it once I got into the swing of it, signing a copy for someone, having a little smudge with them. And then at the end, this guy came up and it was his birthday, weirdly. And he was out on a date with his missus. They was having a little weekend in London, a little dirty weekend. And he gave Andre a score. An Apple Core score. It was £20 for one big issue. And that was cash.
Oh, bless him.
So we held each other. He's got like a regular spot, which is a good spot, but someone else had taken it. So we had to go somewhere else. And he was really polite about the fact that I said, don't you want to have a tear up with that person who took your spot? And he said, no, we're all in the same boat and I just didn't get here early enough. And so, therefore, this. So he's giving me tips about, should always face the same way because I was spinning. I was trying to get
because you wouldn't know.
People coming this way,
it.
people coming that way. You know what I mean? But actually, just facing the same way, and so I sort of, I learned a lot, and gratitude, which is very, very important. I also had my hyper cleaners round.
Oh yeah, you had all your carpets done.
I need to give them a shout out because my cinema room. It sounds a bit fucking.
Who do you
awful
think you
to
are?
talk about
fucking
cinema room after I've just been
Look at
talking
him.
about fucking homelessness.
You cinema
You know
room,
what I mean?
look.
But I did come from a single parent family on a council estate.
And he said you used to have turkey dinosaurs.
Well, we couldn't even afford them, darling. Super noodles and hot dogs for us,
Fucking
darling.
love a super noodle.
Super noodles and hot dogs is the game we was brought
Yeah, I
up
think
on.
Nanny Christine done me that a couple of times.
A good munch, by the way.
Good munch.
So anyway, I'm in my cinema room. It needed to be scrubbed. And this hyper clean. Go on my Instagram, official Dani Dyer, and you'll see I put a post up, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to give them a shout out because this mob come round with this fucking bit of machinery. I've never seen anything like it, right? And they absolutely obliterate your fucking settees, your carpets. Now, my Debs, my sweet, sweet Debs,
She molts, Dad.
dogs molt, darling.
No, not all dogs. You can buy dogs that don't molt.
You wouldn't buy a dog you wouldn't go, oh, does it molt?
Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Well, it's only the dogs that got no hair, right? So she doesn't molt that much.
She does molt.
It's not the molting. It's the they smell, don't
They
they?
do smell of dog, yeah.
They don't shower every day, do they?
No, they don't. But when you shower her, I feel like she smells worse.
No, that's why I need to get the proper dog groomer.
That little
in.
van that comes outside and then she
She's
turns up with
amazing,
a bow.
Shout out to Lee, the dog grooming thing as well. Go on my Instagram and I'll probably give her a shout out as well. Because when she does clean Debs, she puts her in this van outside and Debs comes in smelling just sweet as you
No,
like.
she does.
She smells all talcum powdery. She sometimes puts a bow round her neck.
I know.
Which
You
she
ain't done it
doesn't.
in a while.
No, because she's hard to get hold of, obviously. She's a lot of people out there want their fucking dogs groomed.
Yeah.
Anyway, they came round, they smashed this room to pieces, and what they do is they send me a video of the dirty water.
No. Was it bad?
Oh, I mean...
Was it really that bad?
Yeah, it was like tar. Now, I don't know where this filth comes from.
You need to get this done like once a month.
It's something quite satisfying.
Yeah.
Well, once she's gone, Debs, I won't have to worry about it so much, will I? The thing is, you have to set boundaries with dogs, and
there's no boundaries in that house with Debs.
No, well, there is because because of your mother, but I've allowed her on the cinema seats. So once you allow them on, you can't go. Oh no, you can't come up here anymore. So I realise how filthy this fucking dog is. And how she sort of smashed that room to pieces. But yeah, give a shout out to Hyper Cleaning.
And did it smell nice in there?
It smelled lovely in there, yeah, but not for long.
Yeah.
So
she shouldn't be in the cinema room, Debbie.
But why not? That's why I bought this beautiful sort of great big settee.
For
so
Debbie
that I can
to lay on.
Not for Debbie, no, but for all of us to sort of lay on, including Debs. Sit there and watch films and stuff, and it's like my what's it called?
Man cave.
Yeah, but it's my area, and I want it to feel like a womb.
It is beautiful. I do like it in there. It is lovely.
It's
there.
like it's the biggest set you've ever seen in your life.
All your pictures hung up that you put up. It's I love your little office. It's a lovely room.
Yeah, the office is the inner bowels, isn't it? It's the inner.
Oh God, he's going in it.
Of a man cave. You know what I mean? It's the anus. What do you think? The sort of anus of the cave.
Well, you think that's the anus?
It's another area.
Yeah. It's a small, perfect area, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's sort of been my week this week, just still fucking around, you know what I mean? I start shooting in a couple of weeks, which I can't wait to do. I've been also building my 1940s train carriage.
Yeah. You love to build. I can't believe all the stuff you've built, though, and knocked down. You could have had literally a room full of all the things you've built.
To put it over, but it keeps me mind less busy.
Yeah.
And I love this little thing I'm building. So it's got a little motor that I have to connect to it because it looks like, it's really hard to explain, that the train's moving. So you have to build this thing, and then you put the paper around it, glue it all together, and then when I put the motor on it, it will move really quick so that it will look like the train is moving.
Is it massive?
No, it's not big, no. It's quite a diddly little thing. But I've been making the little chairs, and I've got to make the suitcases, and there's little wine bottles I've got to make, and just something else I can put into my anus of my man cave.
Oh, you have got to keep that. Yeah, that's not going to be put down. Yeah.
It's just I don't know why, but as I've got older, this is the sort of shit I like to do.
You love to build and create.
I'm assuming this will, people will be surprised at this.
Yeah, it is surprising.
I don't know what I represent fame-wise. What am I? What hard man?
Dani Dyer,
he's all out on some sort of cocaine binge, headbutting people. And actually, no, I've got my special big glasses with a little light on. Have you seen them?
I have seen them.
Yeah. Which I just sit there, at my desk and just sort of building shit.
He loves to build. He's built so many. You've done so many things. You've done, what was it? Not Titanic. What was that? But not Big Ben. What was it that you've done?
I've done Big Ben.
You've done Big Ben. Then you did the one from Star Wars.
Yeah, this was the COVID era. I did Hogwarts.
That was Hogwarts. That was it.
Hogwarts, which is fucking too big,
Yeah, but I can't believe you got rid of Hogwarts.
Well, I had to. Where the fuck you going to put it?
Oh, I would have found space. I don't care.
I smashed it all up and put it in a big box of Lego, and then I elbowed that. It was too big. Couldn't even fucking hold it.
I just don't know why you'd ever. You could have sold that.
So you could have done, but then you'd have to take it all down and put it back in the box and all that. And it's
no, you wouldn't, because people would have picked it up done.
So this is a glimpse into my life and Dani's, and that was us catching up and talking absolute shite.
Yeah. It's been quite a nice little week, isn't it?
Yes.
It's been better.
No, it's been a nice week. It's the calm before the storm starts for me.
Yeah, because you are back
12-hour filming, playing Lee again, which I can't wait to get involved in.
Oh, I'm literally so excited.
The first couple of episodes of Mr. Big Stuff 2, and let me tell you something now. It's fucking incredible. It's weird, it's left field, it's twisted, it's funny as fuck. So
is it going to be half-hour eps again?
Half-hour eps.
Yeah, perfect.
6 eps. And believe you fucking me, it's going to be incredible, and I can't wait to get back into Lee mode. Right, Dan.
All right.
It's time for Conspiracy Corner.
Oh.
Now remember, if you're a regular listener, then you'll understand that we're building up to the climax, which will be 9/11. And the reason that we're going to build up to that is because we may get cancelled.
Yeah.
So if we've already done 12 episodes,
And then we've been cancelled.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because we've done it.
And the producers, they're arseholes, they twitch a lot. You know, so what we're going to do this week as we're building up, we've done Bigfoot, we've done, ghosts.
We have done
We've done UFOs, all the fucking tame bollocks. But this week we're going to do, and this has always been a mad one for me, the moon landing.
Yeah, the moon landing.
In
wow.
1969. This was. So, first of all, I mean, do you think that humans have landed on the moon?
I feel like I'm going to really upset people, but we've had this conversation before, and I physically cannot understand how someone landed on the moon in 1969.
Yeah, we did discuss this.
We've discussed this before. Like, I'm open to the idea that someone that has, but then I'm like 70-30. 70 hasn't.
Why don't you? But so what is it that sort of is it the footage? Is it the?
It's just the footage. Like, no one really does it now. And one thing I can't understand is that when the man's on the moon, he can look down and see the Earth.
Well, of course you can see the.
No, but it just feels.
You'd think you could see the Earth.
No, but the way it just doesn't. I don't know.
Well,
the Earth just all looks a little bit like when we look at the moon. It doesn't look the way the moon looks down at the Earth.
No, I don't understand what that means.
So, when we look at the moon, it just looks like the little moon in the sky, right?
Yeah.
But then when he's on the moon and the way he looks at the Earth, it doesn't look real in the images.
Yeah, but I don't think you ever saw his POV of the Earth from the moon, did you?
Oh, I'm trying to think of what the picture was that I saw.
I mean, obviously the Earth is a lot
round.
bigger than... Well, it is round.
Round, yeah. Some people say it's not.
Yes, but it's obviously a lot bigger than the moon. So I'm assuming when you're on the moon, it'd be quite scary to look at this great big fucking Earth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even now, if you was on the moon, you was looking at the Earth and go, "God, look how fucked that planet is."
But then it's like, there's another part of me that thinks, but why would they lie?
Well,
so it's like, is it? I don't know. So I don't know, but it's just, it feels, I think.
Well, apparently, listen, they're going to return to the moon in 2026.
Okay.
Now, would you go to the moon? Would you go and fuck about up there? And
it's not something I'd really want to do. Would you? I feel like you'd go to the moon.
Yeah, I'd like to go up there and have a little pipe.
Yeah, and just have a see what it's like up there. I mean, there can't be anything really on it.
Just for the zero gravity.
There's nothing on it. Well, that's what I mean. It's all the gravity thing, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, I'd like that jumping around, fucking about up there. Do you know what I mean? I think. I suppose that the thing for me has always been this: technology. And what was the technology in 1969? We still had fucking little black and white TVs, if you were lucky. Not everyone had a fucking telly. Not everyone even had a fucking car. You know, even sort of flying in an aeroplane was such a fucking rare thing to do, you know, for human beings. But, you know, so we had the technology to land on the moon, but we didn't have the brains or the technology to invent a mobile phone.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It just feels a little bit...
That didn't come till the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Right, so it's 30 years later, you go, oh, hold on, we may be able to invent, you know, a phone that you can put in your hand and the internet and all those fucking things, right? So that I struggle with.
Yeah, that's what I'm a little bit more, is it true? But then I'm like, well, why wouldn't it be
Why
true?
would they lie? Okay,
why would they lie? So
right.
it's just that thing of like, but when you look at the images, it just feels so...
Well, I've got some facts here.
Yeah.
And basically, it was a space race. You know, it was going to be. It's between Russia and the USA.
Yeah.
You know, who's the most powerful fucking country? Who's the force? And whoever lands on the moon first is the strongest.
Yeah.
So that's what it was about. But you know, so basically, the conspiracy theories are that it was faked by NASA and the US government. Now, theorists have claimed that no stars are in the photographs. Right? Waving flags and shadows, etc., prove that it was faked. So they're basically saying about the movement of the flag or something. It wasn't moving at all. Is there wind up there? Who knows?
We wouldn't know. And
something about the shadows. But scientists have debunked all of these over the years. So the scientists, and I don't really trust a lot of scientists because I think I think they're slippery cunts. I don't know why. But some of them, you know, they say shit to suit their own means, right? Now, a more outlandish theory suggests that filmmaker Stanley Kubrick, know Stanley Kubrick, don't you?
Yeah.
What did he direct? A little test for you. I do like to test Dani now and again just to know knowledge, and this is a good film that me and you watched.
E.T.
E.T. So you're thinking of... I see what you've done there. You've confused sort of aliens, which is understandable because we're talking about space, and Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that's it.
No.
No,
So we're talking about Stanley Kubrick now. One of the greatest performances ever given by Jack Nicholson.
Oh, I love that. The Shining.
The Shining, there you go.
We love that film, The
so Stanley
Shining.
Kubrick, he made The Shining. So basically what they're saying is that the filmmaker Stanley Kubrick, fresh off the success of 2001 A Space Odyssey, which is a film he made, boring fucking film, by the way, goes
Is
on
it?
and
Oh,
on.
have you watched it?
Brilliant filmmaking, but fucking hell. Anyway, they're saying that NASA hired him to stage the moon landing in a Hollywood studio. Right, believers claim his expertise in filmmaking made him the ideal candidate to create a convincing fake. But why would you fake it?
This is what I don't understand. Why fake it?
Because I know before they sent a monkey up there, right?
Yeah, the monkey, but that was
A dog,
not that long
tell you
ago.
what it was. A dog first, fucking poor dog. Sent the dog. What the fuck's the dog
What's
going to do up there? What's the dog going to do up there? So anyway, the dog didn't make it, or the monkey. They both died, right?
Bloody
I think
hell.
I'm right about that. So then why would you send a human up
Yeah,
there?
I'm a little bit...
You go, right, the dog died, the monkey died.
Because
I
there
know
is
we'll
all
do.
this footage, but even when you look at the footage, it just looks a little bit like a movie. That's the only thing that But then again, I don't want to be that
What was
anal
it?
person.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I think that was what it was, or maybe it's the other way
that
around.
is... Yeah, one step from man. Yeah, that is it.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it again?
They start off with one step for a man. I
One
can hear it. That's
small
it.
step
for a
for
man.
man.
That's it.
One giant leap for mankind. But you got to think about all these people sitting around their little telly box, you know, which like was fascinating anyway. Yeah, I mean, you got to think you could have switched it over to Munsters, was on the other side.
That's what I mean. It does seem fascinating, and I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, it's not true, it's not. But then I'm just like, but could it be true? How?
So why would they fake it? So theories
Why,
about
yeah.
the moon landing being a hoax are often driven by scepticism towards government institutions, particularly after events like the Vietnam War and Watergate, which undermined public trust, and the space race against Russia during the Cold War. So yeah, this was a time when the USA decided to invade Vietnam.
Yeah.
And do you know about that war?
Yeah, but I had to do the Vietnam War, didn't I?
Ah, right. So you can.
Yeah, but again, no, but
Elaborate
this
on-
was many years ago. This
Right.
was like 11 years ago I studied the Vietnam
Well, okay,
War.
I'll ask you the obvious one. How did that war pan out for the USA?
They lost.
Badly. They lost badly, Dani. What are you looking at me like that for? Back
You're
yourself.
testing me, I'm panicking.
Back yourself, all right? It was a war that maybe went on for about 6-7 years. And the USA, the force that they were, felt they could just go into Vietnam, you know, and sort of take control of it. When actually they got taught a fucking harsh lesson.
Lesson.
I've done it again. I've shaken, not James Bond. So basically, a lot of the soldiers was on heroin. Out of their nut on
yeah.
fucking heroin and weed. And because the thing is about wars, what is it? You fight in wars, and I think that the men that fight the wars don't really know why they're fighting the wars, because it's a lot of posh people in suits that decide you're going to go to war. And of course, they couldn't do it.
I just feel like with a war, so many innocent people were just killed
Yes,
for the
and
sake
that's the
of war.
point.
It's
That's
the
the thing about
innocence of
wars.
it.
Why are
It's
we
just-
doing it? We're at a time now, at a very crucial time, when there's wars in the Middle East. Of why do human beings? Why do we want to kill each other? You know, why do we want to bomb each other, kill each other? Like, that's what we're doing. Like, we destroy ourselves. It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it is.
Wild animals, they kill each other because they need to eat. You know what I mean? Don't just kill each other
For the sake
over
of killing each other,
religion
yeah,
or
it's-
power or whatever the fuck it is. You know, that we tend to do this shit.
I know.
And so, obviously, they spent a lot of money on this war, the USA government, and they lost a lot of Americans. You know,
Because haven't Russia has got that button that apparently that
everyone's
they
got
could
the button.
press?
That's called the Cold War.
So if they press it, we're all fucked.
Yeah, but do you know what the Cold War is?
No, what's the Cold
So
War?
the Cold War is basically the nuclear giants or countries that have nuclear weapons, right? You all get them, and the reason you've all got them is to go, well, you better not fucking send one over here, or we'll send one back. So it's not actually what's called a Cold War. So it's the deterrent. So we've got them. America's got them. Obviously, Russia's got them. And so, you know, China, I believe.
Yeah.
And the reason that people don't, you know, press that button is because you'll get one back. I mean, what's at the end of a nuclear war? Nothing will be left of
Nothing,
the
yeah.
planet.
But yeah, the moon is a bit...
So what we're saying then, do you
No,
think...
I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes.
But
But
that's bullshit.
I don't
we
know.
need to commit to something here. For our fucking listeners' sake, did these fuckers land on the moon?
What do you think?
Oh, well, so you just spun it back to me.
What do you think?
I think yes. I think we did do it. There's far other heavier shit going
No,
on.
I don't want to say no because I don't know.
So I think we did, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came out as bollocks.
Yes.
Oh, so you're just going to back
This is
me.
what no, because this is what I'm trying to agree on. I do think it's crazy the idea of someone going on the moon, but then I don't want to get rid of that idea that maybe someone has. But it's annoying because that is exactly what I think. If they said tomorrow it never happened, I wouldn't argue the case.
Then you start questioning everything then, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
I just don't want to question it too much, but I'm also like, did it happen?
The reason...
I don't know enough about it to
the-
question it.
The reason I do question it is about the technology and all that sort of shit. It's like, where's it been? You know, if you can
And
land
no
on
one's
the
been
moon,
back.
surely you'd be able to invent internet.
Or have they
in the
been back
60s.
and not told us?
No, they're going back in 2026. That's the other thing.
Well, why they took so long to
Fuck
go
knows.
back?
Fuck knows.
That's why I'm like, why? But then again, what are they trying to accomplish going to the moon?
Well, who knows? Maybe all these rich billionaires are going to build a colony up there. In case, there is a nuclear war and you just fucking go and live on the moon.
I just feel like it's a little bit like going into space and not knowing. We don't know that much about it, do we?
No,
really?
I think I'd rather be ironed out than going to live on the fucking moon.
Yeah, I don't think I'd.
So, do get in touch.
Yeah.
Let us know
What
your
you think
thoughts
about the moon?
about whether these they're lying bastards or not. Oh, it's that time
Oh
again.
God,
Dan.
it's the tumble. It's the tumble Dyer, isn't
Tumble
it?
Dyer, which is again a play on words.
Yeah. I've been called Dani Dyer before.
Yeah?
You know, with my surf advert, I was called Dani Dyer.
You've got some issues around that surf thing, haven't you?
I've had so much shit about surf, actually.
You earned shitloads of money for being the face of Persil.
Surf.
Oh shit!
Fucking hell, you're joking.
Okay, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's surf.
Yeah, but Persil and surf are
No, they're not.
well, they're rivals. Coke and
Yeah,
Pepsi.
right, what the fuck? They're not the same.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you why I got confused because it was surf with perf.
Perf with surf,
Perf
you
with surf.
idiot.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't the poster girl for it. You was. And you need to own that shit.
No, it's not about doing the job. Like, they're such a lovely company to work with.
know
It's
they
not
are.
them. It's just people are so mean.
Perf with surf.
Yeah.
Surf with perf.
Perf with surf.
Perf with surf. Yeah.
Yeah,
perf with
people are
surf.
just mean about it.
People that are mean, the trolls, are never doing better than us.
I can't believe you just thought I worked with Persil.
I can't believe that you're so offended that you go, oh God, I wouldn't work for Persil.
I didn't say
I'd only
I
work
would
for fucking surf.
I never said that.
You know,
I never said that.
good company surf, and
Good company,
there's
surf. Shout out to surf.
yes, and there
yeah.
is another Dani Dyer knocking around if you need a sort of older version.
Imagine that if they took you
Why not?
over me.
Well, maybe we could. We are a duo.
We'll do the next.
So
You want to promote surf?
We could promote a bit of surf, a bit of old granddad clobber, old cardigans and shit. Let me know. Anyway,
right.
talking of sort of washing, tumble Dyer,
Yeah.
which is basically when we pretend that there's a tumble dryer in here with us. It's just a play on words, really. And then it spins round lots of different sort of topics and then churns one out. We don't know what it is.
No, we don't.
Completely random. And we have to both comment on what it could be. So, fingers crossed, it's one that we can sort of thrive off and talk some bollocks off. What is it this week? Go on, do that nutty noise. Straight out of the tumble Dyer.
Right, so the topic is school.
School. Wow, so long ago, man.
So,
I went to
11
school
years ago for me now.
Yeah.
11
it's long
years.
for you, actually, isn't it?
11
Yeah.
years.
How long is it for me now? So I left in 94. So this is a weird one. Back to the Future, talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
When he goes back in time, it's 1985, right? And he goes back 30 years to 1955, and you go, fucking hell, that's so long ago.
Yeah.
If we used to do Back to the Future now, you'd go back to 94,
Oh my God.
which makes me think, wow. So the difference between 1985 and 55 is huge.
Yeah.
What's the difference between 2024 and 94? In my eyes, not that much.
It's hard to not think a lot, like you've got everything now, more technology. Life's so different.
But you think, wow, fuck. It just goes to show how old I'm getting.
I know, Dad, you're pushing 50.
But school. Oh, school.
You didn't love
Shit
school, did you?
It was shit. No, who likes school?
Some kids love. Mummy loved school.
Yeah, she did love school.
Mummy
to be
loved school. Me, school. I just,
you miss anything about
no. You know what? I remember Mum going, "Oh, Dan, you're going to miss school. It was the best years of your life." The moment I left that school, I never looked back. I was never one of them that was like, I don't miss school at all. But a lot of my friends miss school. Like when I speak to them, they're like, "Oh, we loved school. We really missed it." I just didn't get it.
I loved going to school, to see a fight. There's always be a tear up something. It was Woodside we went, and it was quite near a school called Brampton. So you go and meet over the dumps, as you call it, and have a big tear up. But it weren't for me. I did. To be fair, I owe it a lot. Well, you've got to go to school. It's not like I owe it anything.
You have to go to school.
But
yeah.
I never would have really discovered drama or have an opportunity to act and all that sort of stuff. So it did give me that. But it was such a mad decade, and all the sort of late 80s, early 90s. I suppose it was different in a sense of there was no phones about. We had a computer class, I remember, because computers was out.
Because we had that. I had computers. Computer classes.
But you went to school a lot later than me.
Yeah.
But
now there's not computers, it's all iPads and laptops at school, isn't it?
Well, and also you got the kids have got blowers, and it's not that exciting, is it, to go to a computer lesson? Mm-mm. You had to learn about computers and shit. Like the kids now got technology at their fucking fingertips, and I've noticed, especially with Sonny and Darty, the way they type on their phones. You do it as well. You use 2 thumbs.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, I just use the forefinger.
What's a forefinger?
Just sort of.
No, you don't. What, and you text like that? Yeah, but you voice note. You like a voice note now.
Yeah, I do like a voice note. Why the fuck? This is the other thing. Why the fuck would you bother typing shit in when you can just say it? And you can say it with intent.
See, I'm really not into them.
Not too long, 50 seconds.
Yeah, no.
What you need. When they start, going on for 2-3 minutes.
Then it takes the piss. Yeah, and it's annoying.
You have to speed it
we
up.
Might as well just have a phone conversation then.
What did I learn from school, really? What did I learn? I think what you learn in school is socially, how do you find your way within the pack hierarchy? You know what I mean? You need that to be away from mummy and daddy, and to
discover what you want to do and what you want to do, I suppose.
How do you interact with people?
Yeah, you need school, because a lot of people do homeschooling.
You've got to go to school, haven't you? I don't understand the homeschooling thing. I think once you've learned how to read and write and spell, not so much spelling either, really, and maths, that's why we've got accountants.
I'm really, really not. Yeah, but accountants come from...
Anyone you miss from school?
Not really, because everyone obviously from school I've kept in contact with now. Like, I've still got friends from school. Not all, obviously, but I have my friends from school that I am in contact with. But it's really weird, because people you knew from school, you can just walk past them in the street. It's weird.
That's a bit weird, I wouldn't.
No, like people that you don't really, you knew them in school, and then you're like, God, it's been 11 years.
Well,
and
mind you, I did.
Yeah, you had it down the train.
On the train.
And you're like, oh my God, we went to the same school.
Danny makes me get the train.
Yeah, we're not getting cars in and out. Like, come on.
Well, this podcast don't pay for cars. So it's a conversation, and it is quicker. But I just tried to keep my nut down, of course, and then I see the geezer sort of piping at me. Roger, give him a shout out. Roger Rowe, who was the brother of Sam Rowe, and I do remember. It's weird because I haven't seen him since fucking hell. I'd have been 14, 15, 16. Physically, we've changed.
Yeah, of course you have.
Obviously, I'm on the telly, so people know me.
Yeah.
So when they go, oh, you don't remember me, do you? I go, of course I don't. You've aged 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
And then slowly as you start talking, you go, oh, fucking hell, of course.
I do know, yeah.
So, it's really odd that, because obviously people know that I've aged, and you can see me age on the telly, you know what I mean? I've done enough work to see me receding hairline sort of going back and back and back. Whereas I haven't seen the other people age from school.
Yeah.
And we had a little group of people called the Great Eight. That was my little firm. That was me, Lugsy, Sids, Fry, Shotgun PC, Woody, my Uncle Gary, Doocy. I'm trying to think, is that 8? I'm trying to think if I've missed anyone out. And Lugs, big ears, Gavin Tideman. That was my little mob, and I haven't seen them in ages, to be fair. And I feel like there's a reunion coming.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'd love to have them round a game
Because
of
you don't really
just to
have
see how
many, like,
fucked
you don't
they
really
look.
see your friends, do you?
Well, I've got different kinds of friends now.
No, I know.
I think it's really difficult to stay in touch with school friends.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because
I think girls is a little bit better at that.
no, I think girls are awful to each other.
Yeah, well,
I just want to
Sunny,
say this, that I think women can be fucking awful to each other.
absolutely, especially
Where is the
yeah,
support?
yeah.
So, you've got
Yeah.
feminism, the rise of feminism,
Yeah.
and the fact that women have had it so fucking hard, and they have. And it's been a man's world and all that. But why don't women look after each
I
other?
know, because especially when women attack other women or comment on how another woman looks,
It's
you know,
awful.
as a woman, you have your shit days, the way you feel sometimes about the way you look, and then when another woman comments on you, you think, but you must have felt like that. So why do you want to
What is
make me
that?
feel like shit?
Yeah, what is
I
that?
don't get that.
How can we have the rise of feminism when
Yeah.
women ain't fucking standing together?
And supporting one another.
Like the great Lisa Stanfield said, I may not be a lady, but I'm all woman.
I like
I mean, I
that.
could go on,
Yeah.
From Monday to Sundays, I'll work my finger to the bone. I mean, I won't go into it. But, I'm no classy lady, but I'm all woman. Shout out to Lisa Stansfield, actually, who reminds me of my youth.
We've done so many shout-outs today. We've got a list of shout-outs.
I'm in that mood.
We're shouting everyone out today.
It's an eclectic taste.
He's
but,
in a good mood.
Would I go back to school? I do have a thirst for knowledge now.
Okay.
So, like I didn't as a kid. Like now I want to learn shit.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Am I sick of school runs? Yes.
Because you've been doing, this
yeah.
is the thing with you, because you've had your kids at such different stages of your life, you never did it all in bulk.
Yeah.
So you're still dropping off
I had to walk
arty.
to school.
Yeah, but I did. I used to walk and get the train, but you live in the middle of the sticks, of course. Like, there's no buses or anything there.
No, I know.
I used to walk, get on the tube.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't do that with Sunny and Artie. Like, well, Sunny's obviously at college. We call her door-to-door Duns, don't we?
Yeah.
Because she's door-to-door.
Yeah, well, Dids. Originally it was Little Man, and then it went to Diddy Man.
And now
it's
he's
just Dids.
Why do we call him
So
Dids?
my other two children are Dids and Duns.
Yeah, we call Sunny Dun
Because
Duns.
Duns is short for Sunny.
Yeah, but I don't know why she's Duns.
Anyway, I hope that's...
But she gets really pissed off if someone calls her Duns and they're not close with her. Like, she'll be like, she called me Duns and she's not allowed to call me Duns.
Because I think that's... I've always given my kids a nickname. All that other than you, I don't think...
No,
Didn't need to. I called you Dani Dyer.
Tolo calls me Chuck.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Very Australian.
You right, Chuck? He calls me Chuck.
Right, okay,
I
that's
know.
odd,
Why
isn't
haven't
it?
I got a nickname from you? But
No,
no, school...
because I called you.
I loved school dinners.
I called you...
I think there was a trend on TikTok
You
the other
liked
day.
school dinners, yeah?
Loved them.
I missed the chocolate cake and custard. Go on, what do you miss?
Why have you done that? And fish and chip Fridays we used to have.
Fish and chip fry, I didn't have all
And that chocolate cake and custard, where can you get it? Where can you get all that
you've
now?
got to make it yourself. Just get some custard, chocolate custard, then you've got to make that very, very
Dry shit
fucking
cake,
cake.
but it was so nice.
You need a gallon of fucking water.
But I like
after.
the 3-part tray you used to get. You used to get your tray.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's changed now, because Mum said you used to get your tray, then you used to get your little bits there, your drink,
Yep.
your carton of milk or whatever, and then your dessert. Now you have to pre-book what the kids eat.
Of course you do.
You don't just turn up, and apparently it's for like food waste or something. But back then it was like you got what you were given.
It's all this vegan.
Now it's like...
This is vegan bollocks.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I can't believe you have to book your dinners in. I thought you just turned up and got your jacket potato, your pasta, or your bit of meat. And do you know what? I used to absolutely love at school their Christmas dinner. You saw pull a cracker and put your hat
I do
on.
remember
And
that slightly. I've killed a lot of brain cells since then. Anyway, shout out to
no,
people.
Stop with the shout out.
Shout out to people that go to school. All right?
Keep learning.
Don't listen to us. Keep your nut down.
Yeah.
Make sure you learn. Absorb. Oh, Dan, fucking hell.
Right.
That went lively, didn't it?
It was a good little... Did you have a nice little chat, little weekly catch up with me?
Yeah, that was lovely to see. I'll see you again same time next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you listeners will still be with us. We want to try and get to number 1.
Oh.
Which I don't think's hard in the podcast world, to be honest.
You don't think?
Yeah, I think any fucker can get there. So let's hope that we can. I just want to say goodbye from me. And you want to say
Goodbye from me as well.
Yeah.
I've had a really lovely little catch up.
Now, we spoke a lot of shit and there's been a lot of words used.
And a lot of shout outs
A lot of
this
shout
week.
outs, but the most important message is this. And sometimes it slips your mind. You must never ever forget, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, you're
You're
loved.
loved.